Hey guys, it's Squish. I know we're a little bit early to 4 a.m. here, but I wanted to show you guys we actually did manage to get to Bedrock. Not only did we manage to get to Bedrock, I was able to make a little tunnel. It's not very comfortable, but it's very cozy. All the way to the bottom here. As we start tomorrow, we're going to be able to actually work on this tunnel and start repairing the base, which is excellent. Our first order of business, though, is going to be to visit Jen. I realized in the last episode, while I was editing, that the Jen near us did actually have explosives. I just didn't notice. Hey, nice to meet you there. Okay, deer's gonna run away, that's fine. Let's get going to Jen's. I think we're also going to need to dig up some clay here, but for right now, I'm just gonna let these blocks build up. You know what? Let's also dump off some of the things we don't need here. Otherwise, we should be good. Let's go to Jen. Let's see what she has for explosives. I probably want money for that, huh? We'll also pick up a job. I should have picked up a job at the end of the last episode, and I didn't. The one thing with the contact grenades that I did pick up yesterday, I just don't know how they work. So if they contact a block immediately, if they blow up, that's going to be a problem with our base, because it doesn't look like there's blocks in that middle section, but there is. That's what's fooling the zombies to think that they can get to me, is there's a very thin pole on each of those spots, right? And if a grenade were to make contact with one of those and blow it up, what is that going to do to the zombies' pathing? That's my big concern with that. So I'm hoping we can get a good amount of just regular grenades.
We've got medical supplies and a bit of looking to patch up those wounds.
Well, we're going to get that dynamite. Not all of it, apparently.
Thanks for the business. We're open from dawn to dusk since, we don't have clocks. I need someone who's willing to get their hands
Taylor
dirty.
Manor.
This is dangerous work, but I believe you can handle it.
Let's get this fetch clear done. I want to dump some of my items in this box. I don't think I've done this POI before. At least the name doesn't sound familiar. Get my hydration up. And we need to grab our bike. I do think I want to get a better vehicle coming up here. I think once we get everything in order for repairing our base and getting ready for this next horde night, I think our next order of business is I want to get a motorcycle. I'm going to skip over the mini bike. I don't really see an advantage to the mini bike besides the fact that it doesn't take stamina. But if I'm going to use gas, I'd rather use it on a motorcycle, which is going to be faster and is also going to just have more storage. The motorcycle overall is my favorite vehicle in this. It's versatile, it doesn't get stuck on things easily, but it still has a good amount of storage. Is there a mailbox? Yeah. I was gonna say, they must get their mail somewhere. Okay, it's already open. We'll come back at the end. Or at the beginning. Let's do it at the beginning so we don't forget. We all know how my memory is. Well, damn. We're gonna have a lot of loot from this, I'm guessing. Ooh, maybe some meat. Probably not. Yeah, no, there was no meat on those bones. I don't like that. I'm not seeing any dots yet. But I guess there's just none outside. You know what? Maybe I have done this one before. I don't think I entered the right way. Oh. Okay, this is interesting. I don't trust any of these floors up here. Oh, they haven't falled so far. how do I get down safely? I just drop in here. I want to switch these. Okay, we got a woman in here. Oh god. Come on. Come back to the door. I won't hurt you, I promise. Okay, I'll hurt you a little. Technically, I didn't hurt him. I just, you know, killed him. No, I hit him more than once. Some hurt was had. Speaking of the motorcycle, how much further do we need in order to craft it? Okay, 8 more. So that'll be a good point at which to start looking at that. And it does look like we have a skill point, so let's get that let's save it up, because we need to get to strength level 10, and that's going to be 3 points. Okay. You were just a little too nosy. Just a little too nosy. Man, the storm makes for some kind of scary ambiance. I never really appreciated the storm ambiance in this game, I don't think. Oop, that's a runner. Or not. You're a runner. Let's, get the high ground here. Ow! Oh god, I'm bleeding. Let's do that again. That's kind of fun. You're just kind of a dumbass, aren't you? It's the thing about zombies. They can't learn. But they can entertain you. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm finding this very entertaining. Okay. I should have brought more health. Not my favorite position to be in with less than stellar health, but we'll manage, I'm sure. We still haven't died in this series yet, I don't think. And I don't intend for day 25 to be the first day we die. Of course, this challenge is a little different than previous ones we've done, because even if we do die, we are going to continue the challenge. Continuing on. Okay. You know what we're gonna do? Because I have a feeling this is going to be an experience down here. I thought that'd wake up people. I'm just gonna wake them up. Only one? Do I have to do a loop-de-loop? Wake up all your friends? No fear. Oh, come on. I have to go in there, don't I? That's why no one's waking up, is it's all in there. Come on. This is gonna make it a little easy. I also need to make iron arrows. The stone arrows really aren't cutting it anymore. Oh shit. Oh god! Back to the stairs. Come on. Come on. I know you're not smarter than the biker. Come on. There you go. Oh, God. But I am dumber than I was previously. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, hey. No one behind me, though, so... I don't know why they're going over there. That's kind of concerning. Oh, are they all at the hatch? Okay, I might fail this then. Let's go see what's going on. This is gonna get me killed. Let's see how many we can get to come back this way. Okay. We have not cleared the area, which is not super comforting, but... I don't know how to go that way. We'll figure it out. Right now, let's get the rest of the loot here. And then we still need to get our supplies. I do have lockpicks on me this time. Got it. And more lockpicks. Nice. What am I wearing for a mask? Oh, yeah, let's switch that. We'll put that in there. Put both of those in there. Perfect. And then I actually need to put it on. Oh, God. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. We have cleared the area. We just need to find the supplies. Are they this way? Yeah, apparently they're in here. Okay. Oh, I see them. Meat! Well, that's fun. We got to do... Oh. I don't know if I've done that POI before or not, honestly. I know there was more meat over here. I was scared to get it because I thought that this was going to be rough, and no. Okay. Anything else fun? Because now we're just going to need to make it back to Jen, so... I can now afford to be a little encumbered. Ah. Let's pick that. So someone did bring up in the comments of last video of what would you need power for in the apocalypse? And the answer is, I guess you don't really need power for anything, right? But there are certain things that... Oh, come on! Do you not like that I'm talking? Okay, new rule. I can't talk while I'm lockpicking in this game. So the truth is you wouldn't really need power in the apocalypse, right? Can I jump over that? Yeah, okay. There are some things that it would just make easier and maybe a little bit safer too, right? You can use a fire to cook, heat things, and as a light. But then you're also going to need to make sure that you're awake to take care of the fire. Oh, I do want the animal fat. I don't care about the bones, but I do want the animal fat if I can. So fire, for example, is a good source for cooking, for light, and for heat. And especially if you live in like the Midwest or something, or in Canada, or anywhere where it gets cold. There's plenty of places where it gets cold and snowy, and you don't want to be cold in the winter. In fact, that could be deadly. But if you're not awake to tend it, if you don't have another person helping you tend it, that fire can easily spread while you're asleep. Accidents are way easier with fire than if you have, you know, maybe an electric source of heat, which isn't perfectly safe. I know, and I'm aware of that. It's not quite as easily dangerous as just flat out fire. And other thing, I'm really focusing on fire. I'm going to be really honest. The fire creates a smell. It creates a sound. It's harder to hide because, again, if you put anything too close to it, that can catch on fire. So if you're trying to hide it, you can't hide it with things too close to it, right? But Power for the Apocalypse really would just give a lot of luxuries beyond that, I think. And I know that for both myself and like Gamer, we have rather impressive media collections. And part of the reason why we have done that is we do kind of see ourselves as keepers of media should the apocalypse occur. Okay, I don't want to sell that right now because I'm kind of saving that up to use with my other thing. Oh, we have a robotic turret. I don't know if we'll use that yet, but I'm not going to sell it quite yet, just in case. Okay, let's go get our reward and maybe see if we can get the other three dynamites from Jen.
So, here's your pay for a job well done.
Thank you. Okay. We'll do craft. Ooh, motorcycle part. Yep, motorcycle parts. That's perfect. Holy shit. Okay. So tier 3 is done.
Feeling a little rough around the edges?
Let's sell some of this stuff to Jen.
That was a good deal. Trust me.
Okay.
I'm a doctor.
I want to drop some of my stuff off. Oh, you know what? I was going to say I want to drop some of my stuff off and then go see the other Jen, but we're not going to have time to do all that. So that'll be good for now. Okay. We don't really have time to go see the other Jen if I want to do literally anything at the base. So I'm going to instead go home, start working on a nice door because I want to make sure that we're safe while we're in that tunnel. And then we'll get to doing some repair work, I think. Because we have a lot to repair. Oh, I do also need to do some digging. Okay. Okay, we'll throw all of this under vehicle stuff here. It's the chassis, that's good. That's a good portion to have done. Get these swapped out, and then I think we're gonna do 2 iron double doors. I do want to do some iron hatches as well, but I won't really get to see where they can go until we have the doors in place. We'll do a little bit of digging and then get some farm plots going, and then we'll go down once we have a door and work on repairing the base from underneath. Okay, we got one of the doors done. We got the farm plots going. Let's move the door into our inventory there. And let's get downstairs and repairing. I will have to widen this tunnel to use that door. And I want to see how far in we are. Because I know that I'm going to need to put the door back a little ways, right? Because otherwise it's going to explode. I think it'll be I think it'll be back far enough, actually. And eventually I'll put hatches all down the tunnel as well, with the idea that if any zombies break into the tunnel, they're not going to immediately kill me. I'll be able to fight them from behind the hatches. Okay. There we go. So let's get repairing. I have to figure out where where to repair from. Okay, that gives us a start here. And then I think from here is the next one. Okay, this is giving us a start. I think I'm going to get some more clay while it's still light out, though. Because I can do some repair work when it's nighttime. We have that door now, right? I have some protection. That's my main fear, is not having protection in the night. I think the idea of being keepers of media in the apocalypse is really interesting, and it's a good case for the continuation of physical media. I have a lot of games, I have a lot of movies that are on physical formats. And those are things that, as long as there's power and a system that can play it, those can survive, you know, in most instances. Let's start getting some more cobblestone going. But as I was looking at some of the DVDs that I have, because I come into random collections of DVDs occasionally, I'll have people who are just getting rid of a mass amount, and they're like, hey, Squish, do you want these? And I'm like, yeah, of course I do. Which is how I have like 4 copies of Halloween, I think. But the most recent one I got has a ton of like educational DVDs, and some of it's, you know, human history, Rome and whatnot, and then some of it's like the dinosaurs and things like that. And it's interesting, even just looking at the covers and the information they're portraying. It's like our knowledge of dinosaurs has changed a lot in the last decade. Has kind of been crazy for some of the discoveries. I want to say decade or two. And these are definitely DVDs of shows that came out before a lot of that. So it's interesting. It reminds me of some of the like future TV shows where they show characters that are like, I know what it was like Futurama. Oh, I know what it was like during your time. You did such and such. And it's like, you're just combining facts in this ridiculous way because you have no real context. And it makes me wonder what kind of understanding people would develop of past society based off of the media that we still have a hold of. I think that'd be really interesting to see, and a little bit heartbreaking. It kind of reminds me of the BioShock moment where you're listening to a mother talk about her child freak out because she saw a tree for the first time and thought it was a monster. And if you grew up in like this area, right, with all the burnt trees, wouldn't that be kind of realistic the first time you saw trees with leaves on them? Like, what is that? What's wrong with that tree? And then, of course, we all have our own subsets of knowledge that we'd pass down. So already right there is going to be a random accumulation of different people's influences on what the history of the non-apocalyptic world was. Now, obviously, dinosaurs don't exist right now, but just it's a good example of how our understanding changes over time, but we have educational material that we put out before we had that change in understanding. Okay, I'm gonna use some of these to keep marking this area out, because I don't want to get too far. I just want to do that 5x5, and then we'll do something different for further around. Oh, and starting in the next episode, I realized that I've been doing a really poor job at keeping you guys apprised of where we're at with our crops and the goal of this series. So starting next episode, I'm going to have an update at the beginning of every episode that just shows you where we're at with the crops. And speaking of crops, let's get these laid down real quick. I only have one thing of seeds on me, but that's okay. We'll grab some more seeds, actually. And it looks like that's all grown, but I kind of want to leave it until everything grows together. And I guess I'll go back down and keep working on that. I know this is kind of a boring end to it, but hey, we gotta get this repaired. Unless anything super interesting happens in the next little bit here, I think we will call it here. All I'm going to be doing through the night is working on repairing this, and then I'm going to widen this so the two doors make sense, and probably get some security put in through there. Let's get that turned on. There we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will have more Harvest Zombies for you coming up really soon. And like I said, we are going to make that change so you guys will get to see where we're at with our goal pretty consistently. So if you guys did enjoy this, please leave a like. It does help the channel out. It also lets me know that you guys enjoyed it. And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe so you can see more. We are going to finish this challenge, however long it takes us. And I have some more fun 7 Days to Die content coming up. See you guys in the next one.